Hello Hunters, and welcome to Third Rate Hunters. Today we have an electrifying guide for an electrifying monster, Astalos, one of the fated four and a soon-to-be deviant in the upcoming title Monster Hunter Generations Double Cross Ultimate Unite? Well, whatever is it called. Without further delay, let's review its weaknesses. This chart represents the damage every hit zone takes for every possible weapon type and element, so try to aim at the parts with higher modifiers. In this case, for Astalos, those will be the head firstly and then the wings and the tail tip if they are charged. Worth noting though, that Gunner weapons won't activate weakness exploit on wings, but a stagger on a charged wing will still make him fall on the floor, so don't disregard them. Regarding elemental damage, your best options are water or ice weapons. And as a final note, shock traps do work on him, but just for a brief moment and they will charge him up if he already wasn't. A charged body part will glow as you can see on the pictures on the screen, and they will be able to inflict Thunderblight on hit. The positive counterpart though is that they will also take more damage. This is one of his signature moves. He will stand up on his legs, leave one of his wings, and then slam it in front of him, sending you flying if you happen to get hit. He needs some distance to pull it off, so he will back up or take a step back if you are too close to him. He will aim where you were at the moment that he began to lift his wing. So to avoid it, just roll to one side before he unleashes his punch. He will get stuck for a while, so punish his recovery animation. For this purpose, take advantage that his head will always return to its neutral position at the end of the animation. It's the perfect moment to land a big hit. For fast hitting weapons, there's another moment where you have access to his head. When he begins to recover from the shockwave, he will place his head next to his punching wing. Try to time your hits so that you catch his head at the beginning and end of the animation. Also, if his wings are charged, consider going for them, as a stagger will make him fall on the floor for quite a while. Blocking weapons can also block this attack and still have time to retaliate. And Gunner weapons are able to punish it from the distance, or use the opportunity to trigger adept attacks. He will stand up while shaking a little bit, then lean on one side in preparation for the swing. He moves forward quite a bit, and at the end he will do a short taunt animation. To avoid it, grab some distance as soon as you detect the tail. Try to move in the same direction as him so that when he ends, you have a perfect shot at his head. If you have trouble getting some distance, you can also stay next to or under his legs, as it is actually a safe spot. The downside, though, is that the head will be harder to reach. Also, be aware that he can swing just one time, in which case, the taunt is not guaranteed to happen. If he doesn't shake and goes straight to the leaning on one side position, he won't taunt after the swing. Otherwise, just take the same approach as before and punish the taunt. Another signature move, he will fly up and dive at you throwing a series of punches. he will distance from yourself to gain momentum and aim at the spot where you were at that moment. So to avoid it, just move or roll to one side. To punish it, either squeeze a couple hits while he still recovers, or try to predict its turn. Just be aware that he may fly instead of turning, so evaluate if you want to go for a risky big hit or a sure but lesser attack. In that case, try to aim at his wings if they are charged to cause an stagger. Finally, ranged weapons can attack both while he is in the air and when he lands, as long as they don't get greedy and evade in time. For this move, he will fly very high in the sky and fall on top of you with maximum speed, taunting at the end of the animation. To differentiate between Dive Bomb and Aerial Assault, pay attention to the direction that he goes to gain his momentum. For Dive Bomb, he will go up, while for Aerial Assault, he will go back. Let's see it again in slow motion. To avoid it, there's a safe spot under him. Move or roll towards him and punish the taunt. Let's see this in action a couple of times. It's also possible to evade it by outrunning him, just be aware that he can cover a lot of distance. For that, your best option is to use an Evasion Hunter art or to run with your weapon sheath. Again, blocking weapons can choose to block it and still have time to retaliate. And gunner weapons can punish it from the distance as long as they didn't have the aggro initially. He will chain its regular tailspin with a laser, and after that he will taunt. After the tailspin, keep moving to avoid the laser, and punish the taunt. If you want to go for the head, position yourself under his farther wing, as head will end there. As usual, gunners can use this opportunity to punish the whole animation while Astalos targets their teammates. He takes a long breath and releases a lightning bolt that will split into moving lightning pillars. He can do it while on the air also. When the lightning bolt splits, the pillars will advance in a zigzag pattern. Do not go directly into their trajectory. A way to avoid it is by waiting for the pillar to move, then enter from the now empty space. Also, if you are fighting him in close quarters, it's possible to avoid it totally by staying on the sides. You will be able to punish the head afterwards. Right side works even better, as if his head is not charged, the pillar won't travel there. It's also possible to enter from the center, but you have to predict the pillar's trajectory and enter at the moment that they split. Finally, if his breath animation is very short, instead of moving pillars he will release a straight lightning bolt. Move to the sides and punish the recovery animation. If he hovers over you, he can do two different attacks, a tail whip or a head swing. If he chains both of them together, tail whip to head swing, there's a huge possibility that he will do a long taunt once he lands. Tail whip hitbox extends pretty wide on your right side, so avoid it by moving towards your left side. For head swing, just do not stay directly in front of him and punish the landing. If he chain it after a tail whip, chances are that he will taunt, giving you a long window to punish it in any way that you want. For gunners, this is a prime opportunity to catch him in the air. He propels at you at lightning speed, but he needs a lot of distance to pull it off. Be aware when switching rooms and be prepared to avoid the ambush. There's a small taunt animation at the end which you can punish, or if you are a gunner or brave enough, you can try to stagger him before he dashes. These moves don't have enough recovery frames to be considered good openings. Just try to do not stand directly in front of him and try to squeeze a hit or predict the turn if it's possible. It's worth noting though that for double head swing, your best option is to stay on his right side, as he will attack to the other side. Just requires regular air plugs to cancel it. To bait it without air plugs, take as a reference his neck thrust. Try to time your evasion with his air releasing. Astalos is an aggressive monster that likes to stay on the offensive during the whole fight. He will be attacking you constantly, with moves that have low to moderate windows of punishment, so treat this fight like a turn-based combat, wait for him to do a move and punish it accordingly as seen on the guide. However, even if the head is his weakest spot, remember to hit the wings from time to time if they are charged, as a stagger will make him fall on the floor for quite a while, and the first staggers have a really low threshold value. Another thing that can speed up your times is catching him while he is in the air, especially if your weapon is ranged or has a long vertical reach. A stagger while he's flying basically acts as a flash bomb, making him fall on the floor and exposing all of his weakest spots. Regarding positioning, his most dangerous moves have very long wind-up and clear signals, so they shouldn't hit you no matter where you are. While his less telegraphed attacks tends to come in a straight line, so staying near his head is actually quite safe as long as you stay on the sides and don't overcommit to your attacks. For this matter, we recommend staying on his right side, as you will avoid some annoying attacks like the double head swing. But if you have trouble with lightning pillars, then consider positioning yourself on his left side. Tailspin may hit you no matter where you are, it really comes very quickly, but it's not a damaging move, and if it hits you, you still have time to get up, avoid the laser, and punish him during the entirety of the taunt. Also, if he flies, then position yourself on his flanks. There's nothing that should touch you if you stay completely on his sides. Lastly, if you are playing with ranged weapons, you can actually take the same approach. In that case, try to punish him way more often while he's in the air and consider keeping a little bit of distance for a more lenient reaction time. Just remember to always shoot from within critical distance, and that if you go full sniper mode, you'll make your teammates chase the monster like crazy, resulting in an overall huge DPS loss. Well, that's all, thanks for watching, and we really hope that you enjoyed the video.